We are ready to rumble. Well. Welcome to MonstaTV. I'm Fred, your friendly neighborhood alien. 100% red-pilled and totally politically incorrect. You should know that going into this. There will be cursing and stuff like that. If you don't like that, I am sorry. Anyway. Today we're going to have a bit of fun. Another video by Unplugged Kings. And a wonderful, collection of TikTok videos, as it seems, of women who, regret or don't regret having divorced their husband. I always love this stuff. I enjoy it a lot. And you really get to see who these bitches are when they talk on TikTok. It's kind of as if, on one hand, they don't notice anybody listening to them because obviously nobody is present in the room, right, when they're doing it. And on the other hand, they want whatever people they're talking about, probably the husband, to hear this and to know this, that kind of thing. And so they get their boot in there, kick him in the nuts. It is kind of weird. It is weird, to tell you the truth. But this is the new thing. Women showing who they actually are and their entitlement and their complete craziness. Now, obviously, they're bitches and not women. A woman, in my eyes, is a person that is just female. But she's able to think, she knows what logic is, and she's, a human being, which would mean that she acts like a human being, And, but these are witches, what you would have called them 100 years ago. Complete and utter witches. And it is amazing to watch it. We're going to start, this whole video starts off with somebody who couldn't, imagine that a woman could regret divorce ever, And of course TikTok is full of it, completely full of women regretting divorce. Because it doesn't turn out the way they think it did. You see, they always think that they have the magic wand, that they have the power, they have the lever, they have the button, they are the one in control. And it is beautiful when the divorce is over and the things are settled, how often they break down because they've lost all control. So let's get started. Here we go.
I saw a statistic that said, average 30% of people regret their divorce, and I'm thinking it's all men. I don't know, I haven't met a woman.
Nobody thinks you're cute, nobody thinks you're sweet, nobody thinks this crap. Especially with that damn spot in your face that you might have put some makeup on. I have no idea what's going on here. Yeah, men regret their divorce, great. Men never wanted to get divorced, especially if you have 70% of divorces are initiated by women and more.
Men who's I regret my divorce. 2, in hundreds of comments I've gotten over 5 years, 2 women have said, I regret my divorce.
This is incredible. First of all, maybe that's not the topic that you're using, and second of all, that is a lie. You're just a damn liar. And you will regret having done all this. You will. You will, because we're human. And there's certain things that are completely predictable as a human being. We need others. And you've just alienated yourself from men forever.
I don't know, I could be biased because my content is very life after divorce is happy, we're good, we're healing.
You don't look in the least that you're healing, and you're just getting ran through by a load of black guys. That's all that's happening here.
So I guess I'm here to take a poll. An unbiased poll. Do you regret your divorce? Yes or no? Yes or no? No, you don't get a maybe. Yes or no, we're going to take a percentage.
None of this is sweet or cute or, childlike. Your filter doesn't really work on you anymore. And it's going downhill from here. Bye-bye.
And my vote is no. So, and I have 2. So I have 2 divorces, and I don't regret either one. So Who knows? Already in the voting pool. All right, nah.
Let's get it.
I'm sad because my divorce lawyer requested another $4,000, and like I think in the past year and a half I spent like $25,000.
Wow.
And it's not easy. Like,
Yeah, of course, because I mean, you could divorce and just like that, and then, you know, settle the score together. You know what he brought to the marriage. You know what you brought to the marriage. Let him take his stuff. You take your stuff. Settle this whole thing with the children, because 50-50, of course, and make it practical for both, right? You could do all that, but and you wouldn't need any lawyers. Imagine. You could just settle the whole damn thing by yourself. But you didn't, you bitch. You didn't. And now you have cry face, and, you know, there's nothing worse than having a shitty, ugly cry face. I'm sorry, but this is MonstaTV.
my ex keeps like prolonging this divorce because
Of course, it's all him. It's him. And I bet it's you that's divorcing him, right? And he's not doing it the way you want him to? Oh, God, suffer, bitch.
he wants my dad to sell his house so he can get money from it. Like the whole custody plan and everything is like all set and done. And it just sucks because I'm like a single mom and I work my ass off.
Now you're a single mom. Look at the guy up there. He doesn't have the least amount of pity for you either. You know, it's like so... Go to hell. If it wasn't for the kids, you know, we would just send you bitches to hell. But there's the kids, and this is what you always take advantage of. Man, this is not going to go well for you.
Marrying a single mom is like buying a high-mileage used car with a history of expensive problems and comes with passengers you can't put out. I'd rather walk than buy a car like that. The keyword single mothers means a man indeed said yes.
Did you see that up in the corner? Somebody does a channel called Jesus Reacts, as it seems. This guy up here, you know, says he's Jesus, and he's reacting to all of this. And he said, yeah, and he's laughing and stuff. I thought that was kind of cool.
Mom is like buying a high-mileage used car with a history of expensive problems and comes with
Jesus
passengers you
reacts.
can't put out. I'd rather walk than buy a car like that. The keyword single mothers means a man indeed said yes.
These are the videos that women need to watch.
I was a selfish in my marriage. I've been divorced now almost 4 years, but I was married to my ex-husband 16 years and with him 8.
She even called herself a bitch, by the way. I just noticed that. You know, because, you know, why do you curse and so on? Well, it's just because it's appropriate. But she called herself a bitch. I thought that was really kind of interesting there for a sec. Somebody who has a little bit of common sense.
The videos that women need to watch.
I was a selfish in my marriage. I've been divorced now almost 4 years, but I was married to my ex-husband 16 years and with him 18 years. Nothing was ever good enough. I took him for granted. He seriously rolled out the red carpet for me. He was sweet, kind, generous. He told me how much he loved me 5 times a day. He told me how beautiful I was every day. He'd wake me up in the morning because he knows I love massages. Wake me up, rubbing my shoulders. He'd rub my feet every evening while we were watching TV.
Oh man, you can't be fucking serious. Damn. And that wasn't enough for you? Wow.
He adored me. He was amazing. Like on paper, it's what every girl wants. Seriously. I took it for granted. And now I lost that. That's my biggest regret in life, is not saving the whole family aspect. The grass is not always greener on the other side, ladies. It's not. What I always wanted, I had all along. So we have good right in front of us and we don't know how to take care of it.
Women go through this, the grass is always greener type of thing, right? Maybe she was bored. Maybe he was doing too much and she got bored. I always tell you that the guys need to like hold frame in the sense that you can be a gentleman. In fact, if you have a really good woman, treat her well. But when you see that they're starting to not appreciate it, starting to take advantage of you, starting to treat you like dirt, you gotta put your foot down. You gotta step in and be like, hey, listen, I don't like your attitude. That's not gonna work for me. You gotta holding frame means that you have self-respect. He needed.
Okay, now here we have advice from a woman for men. I sometimes, men, just don't listen to this. Listen to a man telling you this, and then you know what's going on. She made a mistake here. If she is a good woman, then treat her well. Well, actually, what does that mean? She used it as a correction of herself, because the thing is, you should not be treating women the way that woman was saying that guy was treating her husband. You shouldn't be doing that at all. Okay? Don't be fucking stupid. Treat her like a human being. Alright? You love her? Fine, you love her. It's beautiful to love somebody, and so on. But you need to treat her like a human being. Don't be stupid. Because every person that you treat more than a human being, you're going to be the serf, right? You're going to get into this thing of being a serf, and she gets the queen, and the queen wants a king. You see what I'm saying? Don't do that. So holding frame doesn't just means that you just, you stay the king.
To step up at some point in that situation and draw the line, right? Put her in her place. And it sounds like he didn't. Now, maybe that would have worked. Maybe it wouldn't. Maybe she was a grass is the always greener kind of girl. Maybe she thought she could replace him really easily. And guess what she learned? She couldn't. And she knows that now, right? To her credit, she knows that now. But he got a girlfriend who's treating him well, and she's alone, right? She's alone. And guess what? She went out into the dating world and found out that the grass wasn't always greener. Right, and that he had set the bar high, and that this magic Prince Charming from Cinderella was not just going to appear for her and do everything right all the time and be at her beck and call and all of these things, and she had to self-reflect.
And by the way, doing everything right all the time, I have no idea how that's supposed to work. Women know of themselves that they just kind of have mood swings, and they feel. This is beautiful. Red is her favorite color today, and tomorrow is blue all of a sudden. How the hell is anybody supposed to predict that sort of shit? Once you get to know a person, you might know that their favorite color is blue, but not with a woman. She changes her shit all the damn time. And he's supposed to predict that. Get out of here. Just shut up.
She had to get rejected, ultimately, to self-reflect, because what happened was here is
well, rejected from the dating market, yes. But she rejected her husband. Okay? She had to make a big mistake.
That he was doing and doing and doing. She gets out into the dating, and they probably were like, some guy probably said to her, I'm not going to take your These are the videos that women need to watch. You see what you're doing? If your husband wakes up one day and says, I'm tired, and leaves, you're going to be up creek. The grass is not always greener. What a message. Good on you, honey.
Yeah. When was it greener, by the way? Like, if it's not always greener, like, when was it greener on the other side? For real. You see, the thing is, they don't even understand that part of it when they say it. It's kind of like a joke, It's like, is the glass half empty or half full? And did you notice why that was a measurement for, being more positive or negative? A pessimist or somebody who thinks positive. Why was that a measure of that? Because it's the same amount of water. And why is that thing with the grass isn't always greener on the other side? Why is that a certain thing? Because grass is just green.
And on today's episode of Another Woman That Has Now Regretted Her Divorce. Let's go.
Hey, it's Jenna. Recently divorced and kind of figuring out this new way of life. I was married for 23 years and with that person for 3 years prior. So for a total of 26 years of my life, I have been out of the game of dating, making friends, going out, and stuff like that as a single woman in her 40s. Yeah, I'm 47. So I've raised children. My children are adult children now.
And she's a cat in the background. She's a cat lady now. Wow. And she uses a filter. So don't be impressed by the way she looks. She uses a filter. There's always ways of seeing that. You'll notice it when the filter doesn't catch on properly, and then it all of a sudden does catch on.
And it's kind of interesting because it's so lonely at this stage in life after divorce, especially with older children, because you make all your friends when they're younger, or at least I did. I met my friends mostly through my kids' activities. I was a stay-at-home mom, and I took them to practices. I went to school, all that stuff. Hey, it's me, Jenna.
Can you see it? It's amazing, right? What filters do. if you thought that you would meet, you say, okay, I'd like to date that woman, and if you meet her, and then all of a sudden, oh, this is very different, and she's got tattoos, that might be also there.
Recently divorced and trying to survive this year. I'm gonna be honest. The random things that trigger me are the craziest things. I'm sitting in my car, literally sitting in my car, trying to pull myself together because I did what any mom does, and I pulled an emergency drive to my daughter because she needed something, and drove an hour because she's at college to drop something off, and was just so thankful that I could do it for her and fit her in my schedule. And the littlest thing she said just triggered me, and this is the second time in a week that my child has triggered me without even meaning to. So we're getting ready to leave, and she's like, well, I'll be home because I'm going to be at the Clemson Notre Dame game because Dad's going to take us all. You think that's nothing, right? Nothing, right? And it instantly, she instantly saw a switch in me, and she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing, because, I don't talk about that stuff. I don't want her to worry.
But she clearly noticed that there was something wrong. So she did want her kid to notice, right? It wasn't way in the background. No, her whole demeanor changed, her whole attitude changed. She wanted her daughter to know that there's something wrong. Her daughter goes back to her dad and says, when I mentioned this, Mama was all weird about it, and he's going to have to answer to that and all the rest of it. These are fucking games, man. These are total games. And someday these kids will get behind Mama's games. It's all for nothing. It's all for her. And of course, now we have the thing with the money coming up in a minute. I remember the story.
Last week she says, oh, well, Dad said for Christmas we're going to go to Gatlinburg and be there for the holidays and do Dollywood. That man never once ever went to Gatlinburg or Dollywood ever in his entire life before he met me.
Oh, so what? So what? Maybe I've never eaten sauerkraut before I met a woman who served sauerkraut one evening for dinner. And I thought, whoa, that tastes really good. And then we went our separate ways at some stage, and now I still eat sauerkraut. Are you all right, lady? Is everything okay, in the brain? God damn. He can do what the hell he wants. Why would you be complaining about a man that you're not together with anymore? Go get yourself some new problems.
That was where my family always went. I'm from Tennessee. That's something we always did. It was a bonding thing. And now that's what he's trying to do.
No, that's what he's trying to do. That's what he's doing. And he's probably doing that with his new woman and the children. Plus, the children used to go there, and they probably liked it. And if they like it, why wouldn't they, still want to go there? And you take them.
It's like he's taken every single tradition I've ever done and now turned it into his.
Every single one of them, I don't believe that. A couple of them that the kids have fun with, I would still take them to, the playground if they were at the playground often beforehand and they loved the playground. Why wouldn't I still take them there? Get off your fucking high horse, you dumb. Okay, I'm gonna pull myself together for another 10 minutes.
Everything I've ever done. Now I find myself triggered because during the hardest time of my year last year, of me literally trying to stay alive.
Stay alive. I fucking hate these exaggerating bitches. I fucking hate it. Everything is abuse, and she's just staying alive. You divorced him, bitch. You should have thought about these things beforehand, okay? How you might stay alive. Dumbass.
Me dealing with all the craziness of my ex, the lying, the alienation, him calling me a whore, him having...
Because you look like a fucking whore, and you probably, you probably act like a whore as well.
My children call me a whore.
Now I know that you act like a whore. You definitely act like a whore.
Why? Not because I did anything bad, because I wore spaghetti straps and all that.
Being a whore.
And the only way that he could use my children against me.
But he isn't though. He isn't though, is he? You see, the kids have a mind of their own and they come up with stuff on their own. And they wonder, why would you do that? Why would you pick up the kids? Why would you pick them up at daddy's place like that? You trying to top his girlfriend, or what is it? Why do people have to see your tits? Like, why does anybody have to see your fucking tits? Like the way you're dressed now, that's fine.
Was to say I was on social media. I'm a photographer. I make silly TikToks. Honestly, I'll probably progress more with my TikToks because at first they were just pictures, but...
Pictures? You're a photographer and you make pictures of yourself, is that what you're saying? Is that it? You're a whore. He's right. I trust him. I trust him more than you.
The more I was stressed, the more I hid in myself, the more I tried to survive, the more I took refuge in TikToks and finding...
Oh, I see. It's your husband's fault that you show everybody your tits. Now I get it. And I think that, if I just may, because I have this suspicion, I think that it was like this. I think that you left and you thought you were going to be better off than him. That all you had to do was show your tits on TikTok because you had a lot of men saying, whoa, hey, all that kind of shit, right? As men, simps do. You had quite a few simps. And you thought you'd do way better and that your husband would be so jealous. And this is the thing with jealousy. Jealousy turns around really quick because if you want to make somebody jealous, you are a jealous person yourself. And so that shit turns around on you pretty fast. Amazing. So you didn't make the cash. And now your husband is the bad guy because you're an unsuccessful whore.
Stuff that, resonated with me. And honestly, it's the way I realized what a covert narcissist was, or what...
Yeah, when you looked in the mirror, when you saw your own videos, is that it, right?
How bad my abuse was, or mental...
Oh my God. That's how you realize that? Other people telling you being just as narcissistic as you are? You stuck-up whore.
Abuse, or financial abuse, and all that stuff. Like,
yeah, financial abuse, of course. He didn't give you his money.
Really, TikTok has saved my life in so many ways. Who would think, Mom, we're going to Gatlinburg for Christmas, would trigger me? This man's had at least 3 vacations in the past year.
So what? That's none of your damn business. That's none of your business.
To really nice places with my children.
No, with his children. With his children. This is the crazy thing about it, When it suits you, it's her children. When it suits her, it's his children. Why are you not paying enough for your children? You know what I mean? You're whores. You're a fucking whore. I'm sorry. I just can't get over this crap.
At least 3 that I know of, because he has them lie to me. He has them outright lie to me about so much stuff. So who knows? God knows what they've done. And then the holidays and all that. Now my triggers are, he gets to just go and take my kids to the Notre Dame and Clemson game. I wish I could do that. I can't afford to do that.
Well, he can do it. So you should be happy that your kids are having all this fun, shouldn't you? That your kids have a dad that can afford to do that and then take them on these trips. So what's your problem?
Why? Because he screwed me. He lied about owning a company. And there's ways to prove it. I'm trying to be happy and show my kids that life can move on, but the triggers.
Why? They're having great fun. They're having great fun. What's wrong with you?
Random fucking triggers that have me sitting in a Quick Trip parking lot trying not to cry. Why? Because my ex has so much money.
No, he's got his money, and it's not your money, and you can't have it. You can't have it. Get it done. Get it into your head. You can't have his money.
He makes more than $18,000 a month easily, or at least he did. He made almost $1 million the year before we divorced and then lied about it.
That's so we know why you divorced. You really thought that you were going to clean this guy out, didn't you? Yes, that's what you thought. You thought you were going to clean him out. But you didn't. Yeah. Fuck you.
He has all the money at his fingertips to do whatever he wants, to buy my children, take them on trips, take them on vacations. Why I literally had the bare minimum to pay my bills on top of trying to restart a career because it was a hobby, because I was a stay-at-home mom. And now I sit here with the triggers. A fucking trigger because he's going to the Clemson Notre Dame game with my kids.
With his kids. God damn these bitches.
I can't just randomly afford that. Hell, I can't even get them all in the same room at the same time. So I sit here, and I'm gonna get through this trigger. I'm gonna suck it up, buttercup.
So let's just be real
and
here.
I'll move on. But it's not fair. Like, it's not fair. I'm pissed.
That man was able.
I feel like
Oh, I think it was fair. It's his money. You wanted to clean him out. Where's the guy that you were sleeping with, whose cock you were sucking? Where is he? Oh, how did that work out?
women nowadays just want a lifelong financial arrangement from a man who they can complain about till the end of times.
Yes.
Throughout history, the genes of women who were more effective in influencing men have been passed on to the next generations.
I regret every single day of my life, the last 6 years, giving my ex 50-50 custody of our children. I've stayed away from...
What? What do you mean you gave him 50-50 custody? What do you mean you gave it to him? You didn't have to fight for it, maybe, because you had an arrangement. And now you regret the arrangement, right? Maybe. My God. And this one here kind of got me going, so I'm going to try to keep my mouth shut.
I'm sharing about my divorce because I don't want you guys to think it's my entire personality. However, I am going to be sharing more because, one, I really needed to see things when I was going through my divorce, and that helped me feel validated. And because usually none of your friends are going what you're going through when you're getting divorced, it's hard to be able to go to them and ask for advice or get feedback. And so I want to share for that. But while I don't want to make it my entire personality, I've decided that...
But you will, though. You will make it your entire personality, and we know that because of your nose ring. Okay?
If he is going to stress me all the way out and he is going to ruin our children's lives while I gave him 50-50 custody, I'm going to go ahead and make the content about it.
Oh, yeah. Infuriating, isn't it? She's got 2 nose rings. Oh, my God. Well, he's going to ruin your children's lives, I see. I don't think he is. As far as I remember, there was 2 boys, right? And they're both over 15. So they need their father, and I think they're fine with him. And they're going to see you wither away and be a pain in the ass.
I saw a quote, and it's so true. No man fights harder for 50-50 custody than the man who couldn't even watch the kids while you took a shower for 15 minutes.
That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's the most stupidest thing I've ever heard. That doesn't make any sense. Why would he fight for 50-50 custody? They're his sons, okay? They're his kids. And he wants to have his kids. And that's why he fights for them. Why would he fight for them? They take up an awful lot of time, they take up an awful lot of money and all the rest of that. Why would he fight for them? He wants to have his kids. It has nothing to do with anything else but that.
Mm-hmm. We were married for 7 years. He was rarely home. He...
Worked? Did he work? Did he make the money? Is that the reason he was rarely home? What the hell? How the hell is that supposed to happen? How can he be home when he's working? What the hell? I said I'd take back a bit, but...
very much unhelpful. Pretty much checked out our entire relationship on being a husband and being a father. And...
I wouldn't want to fuck you either. Not a hope in hell.
When I moved out and said, we're getting a divorce, and he saw that I was serious, he quit his job so that he could have a leg to stand on for 50-50 custody.
Awesome. Wow. Sure fucked him.
There's a difference between a divorce. A divorce is never fun. It sucks. There's a difference between a regular divorce and divorcing a narcissist and somebody who's abusive.
A narcissist says the actual ego in person.
And there was not really physical abuse.
Not really. You see the way you know she's a liar because of that. You know she's a liar because of what she just did there. There was not really physical abuse. Was there physical abuse? No, there was no physical abuse. No such thing as fucking financial abuse. She had enough money. There was enough of it there. He just didn't fucking carry her around, you know. He didn't fucking put her on a pedestal. She had to do something, right?
But there was a lot of other things, right?
What?
And they said, Andrea, he'll calm down after the divorce. So I know this is all really hard. I know that he's being terrible. I know that he's completely out of pocket. But if you don't want to go to trial, give him 50-50. And we can reverse 50-50. If he proves himself to not be a good dad, he's not co-parenting well, all of this stuff.
And he's doing it really well, so it stays the way it is.
Two things. A narcissist never calms down after a divorce. I wish I knew that. I was also in denial that he was actually a narcissist because that's what they do.
Because he isn't, you know, but I really need TikTok to diagnose him. If he doesn't do as I want, if he doesn't do everything the way I want it, he's a narcissist. If he takes care of himself and the kids first, he's a narcissist. Yeah.
Gaslight you, and you're so confused and you don't even know what's happening. Secondly, nowhere, I don't care where you live, is it just a snap of the fingers and a filing to take away 50-50 custody.
Of course it's not. You dumbass. Of course it's not. How goddamn stupid do you need to be to think it? There is children.
And change that court order. Nobody told me if you want to change it, then you're going to have to spend 40 grand, 2 years of your life, a court battle and a trial.
And then lose it because he's doing fine. That's exactly who she is here.
For a judge to maybe change it. So for the last 6 years, we have dealt with him not letting me talk to the kids on his week. We are 1 week on, 1 week off. He refuses to sign them up for sports. We have 2 boys.
Yeah, imagine he can have his own opinions, and maybe there's like women in sports or whatever. He might have his reasons, so tell us his reasons.
Has gone behind my back multiple times. He has trash talked me to the children that I am just now finding out, because when we got divorced, they were little. Okay? Now they're going to be 10 and 13.
Oh, 10 and 13. Okay, so they're just about going to puberty now.
And so while I refused to trash talk him, and I refused...
What are you doing right now? No, you don't. You see, you don't have to say it, do you, like? But every part of your expression, everything about you is a trash talk about your husband.
Used to make their dad a thing when they were here, because I just want us to be happy and move along with our life. Their dad has been doing his best, what I would call parental alienation. And so now I am navigating. My oldest comes back angry at me because of things that his dad has told him. Some are true, some are not true. Some should never be told to a child.
Like what?
My children should not be involved in our parenting decisions. And he refuses to have parenting discussions with me about where they're going to go to school, about this, that, and the next thing.
Yeah, he's finished with you. You're divorced. He doesn't want anything to do with you. But you want to change every parameter of the whole thing at every bloody junction all the time so that you keep your ex-husband involved with you. But he doesn't want that. He doesn't want to have anything to do with you as much as he can. He's going to talk to his sons the way a man talks to his sons, okay? Yeah, but Mama said, I don't care what Mama said. What Mama said there was crap.
Just has it with the children and then sends them back here to bully me so that he will get what he wants.
Bully you? And the face that you're making is a typical victim, and you're not a victim. It's just that you have 2 boys and you're not going to control them.
So if you're going through a divorce or you're looking to get a divorce, this is what I'll say. I think very few men deserve 50.
Oh, Lord. The glasses. Oh, for fuck's sake. Now you know who the bitch is. Now you know she's a literal cunt. And that's the reason for all of it.
Custody. If their actions in the marriage were not 50-50, they do not get 50-50 custody moving forward.
Yeah, but it's not your choice though, is it? And your vocal fry is not going to change that, is it?
If you all are high conflict and he is abusive to you in any sense...
In any sense of the word, how about you being abusive? What's going to happen then if you're a shitty wife?
Of the word, he does not get 50-50. And I should have fought harder on the fact that he was never 50-50 in our marriage. But I felt bad for me leaving him, that him and the children would suffer. And so I gave it to him.
No, you didn't. You didn't. You just didn't fight it. Maybe he would have gotten it anyway.
Thinking that he would be grateful and that he would just be a good dad that he's supposed to be, and that if we were not together anymore, there wouldn't be all of that tension and drama, and that he could enjoy his time with his kids and be a good dad.
Where are they? Where did they go?
There are genuine guys out there, is the message that she's reacting to. There it is. There are genuine guys out there, so that's what she's reacting to.
I saw a TikTok earlier today that was like, the women are out there, they're joining clubs, they're doing things, they're getting all the hobbies, they're putting themselves out into the world. The men are not doing the same. So
no, they don't have to do shit. Men don't have to do anything. You're finding reasons to complain about men that you have nothing to do with. It's amazing. Like, I mean, this is something that I've noticed. You know, women complaining about their husbands. Well, that's the thing, you know, and you shouldn't do that. You just shouldn't do that. But now you're complaining about men that aren't your husband, aren't your boyfriend, that have nothing in the least to do with you, but you're complaining about them. That's quite something, isn't it, though? That's quite ridiculous.
where are they? Where do they live? Because I'm yet to find one.
The genuinely good men are either married or they've walked away. They're not hiding in secret locations. Men just got tired of all the crap that these women complain about.
Would you want to date a night?
That was Taylor the Fiend there. I love his videos, by the way. Taylor the Fiend.
10-year-old or a 20-year-old if you're a guy that's older.
Hold on a second, just go that step back. I love Taylor the Fiend.
Women complain about.
Would you want to date a 19-year-old or a 20-year-old if you're a guy that's older? What would you have in common with a girl like that?
Look, here's why men prefer younger women. They're more physically attractive, more emotionally available, tend to be more romantic, they have more energy and they're more optimistic about the future, they have more time to live life, travel the world before starting a family, they're more fertile, less baggage and trauma, more open to new ideas, less stuck in their ways, stuck in a job city, more agreeable, tend to be easier to build a life with, also more grateful and easily satisfied, whereas a woman who's dated 20 other men whove provided XYZ, they're going to be like, oh, okay. But you have a Ferrari.
No, you asked him a question, but we're going to go back with this because she asked him, she didn't actually think that he was going to have an answer to this. I love it. You know, if you're dating a woman that is like 19 or 20 and you're older than her, what is it that you expect to get, you know? And he just goes off. This is it.
Or a 20-year-old if you're a guy that's older. What would you have in common with a girl like that?
Look, here's why men prefer younger women. They're more physically attractive, more emotionally available, tend to be more romantic, they have more energy and they're more optimistic about the future, they have more time to live life, travel the world before starting a family, they're more fertile, less baggage and trauma, more open to new ideas, less stuck in their ways, stuck in a job city, more agreeable, tend to be easier to build a life with, also more grateful and easily satisfied, whereas a woman who's dated 20 other men who've provided XYZ, they're going to be like, oh, okay.
But usually,
you have a Ferrari, my ex has a Ferrari too.
The majority of women who get angry at older men wanting younger women are the older women who can't get with those men, even though there are legitimate reasons why men want to get with younger women.
Of course there is. Of course there is. Now, I mean, would I go around chasing, young women at the age of 20 or something? No, I wouldn't. But that doesn't really matter. I do understand men that do. And I understand why. Because their head isn't full of shit yet. But I mean, TikTok will change that quite quickly. In the next 10 years or something like that, women are going to be ruined by the time they're 60.
Feminist movement completely backfired. Did you know that 70% of women in Australia are forced to work just to make ends meet?
Oh, the feminist movement has ruined it for women altogether. Now, we're going to start this again too, because I always interrupt, but that's the nature of things here on YouTube.
Reasons why men want to get with younger women.
The feminist movement completely backfired. Did you know that 70% of women in Australia are forced to work just to make ends meet because a single income no longer sustains a family? Before all this, you could never get women to work. But now, they literally have no choice. Have we been blindsided? Feminists promised us freedom of choice.
Yeah, which were women. Women, okay? Not feminists. They weren't like, they didn't come from outer space, all right? And they were like extraterrestrials or something. It was women. Like yourself, women that did that, okay?
But what have they delivered? They've delivered a failing economy and forced... How on earth did they convince us that we should leave the comfort of our home, abandon our children, just for a 9-to-5 job?
Oh, because they were said you're free to be a whore, you're free to whore around, you can have lots of men, and all these men, because they want to get your pussy, they would pay for all sorts of stuff. Didn't happen. As usual. When women predict things, you can just forget.
And then call that empowerment. How does that work?
Truth is, women will need to realize and study facts along with some history to figure out why this is such a shocking statistic. It tells them of an impending disaster that's going to cause a lot of stress and distress to younger females as they reach their late 20s and 30s.
I got divorced when I was 30 years old, and the hardest part about it was the guilt, shame, and regret cycle after the divorce. And this is a natural occurrence for the end of a divorce or a relationship, where you start to regret never being with that person, and then also feeling guilty and shameful for how you showed up. Ultimately, this cycle is going to be never ending until you choose to take responsibility for how you showed up in the relationship. Healing begins with responsibility, and until you have the courage to make that choice, that guilt, shame, and regret cycle will continue.
No, actually, it was the woman that gave you all that, okay? All you have to do is think about what it is that you need to do now. And if there's no children, I don't know what the hell is wrong with you, just leave and go and do something else. So what's written here? At 32, after 9 years of marriage, I walked into the kitchen and told my husband I wanted a divorce. Well, great. Isn't that wonderful? Oh, Lord. A month later, I left Seattle and moved to Dallas to be with a man I'd fallen for, of course, at work. So that's why she divorced him. Okay, her husband didn't do a damn thing. Some friends told me I was brave for chasing happiness. Others thought I was making the biggest mistake of my life. At first, everything felt like a dream. Oh, yes, of course, I was getting run through. I was convinced I'd finally found the life I was supposed to have. Yes, until I left you, right? But once reality settled in, so did the guilt. I couldn't stop thinking about the family. Oh, God, there was kids involved. I'd left behind. To avoid those thoughts, I started using she was using something every day. Leaves? What's that? That's supposed to be grass, dope, whatever. I started using almost every day until one night I downloaded the tea break app and decided something had to change. Oh, I love it and I hate it. Within months, cracks started appearing in the relationship I had sacrificed everything for. Oh no, you're not serious. The black guy didn't honor you the way your husband did. You stupid, stupid woman. We argued about money, the future, and things that never seemed important before. Oh, so your husband didn't argue with you about money, right? I didn't argue with you about the future and whatever. Slowly I realized that changing partners hadn't changed who I was. Oh, wow. At the same time, you and I drink the... Meanwhile, my ex-husband never missed a school event, soccer game, or weekend with our daughter. Oh, they had a daughter. Whenever I felt myself slipping towards old habits, tea break reminded me how far I had already come and why I couldn't give up now. Poison from the same vine. Oh, then one afternoon, after feeling exhausted for weeks, I stopped by a pharmacy and bought a test. When it came back positive, I sat on the bathroom floor in a complete shock. Oh, she was fucking like a maniac, and now she got pregnant. That is very surprising. I don't know how that works. I didn't know who the father was. Oh my God. So there was more than one guy.
Love it and I hate it at the same time.
Months later, labor started earlier than expected while I was home alone. Terrified, I called to one person who had always shown up when it mattered. When he answered, he immediately said, "Don't worry, I'm coming." It was probably her husband, right? Her ex-husband.
Hiding all of our sins from the daylight.
He stayed beside me through every hour in the hospital, helping me through the fear and uncertainty. Oh, you poor creator. Not once did he make me feel judged for the choices I'd made. What a damn fool.
From the daylight, running from the day.
The first few weeks with a newborn tested me in ways I never expected. Between sleepless nights and endless responsibilities. Endless responsibilities? Endless? What are you talking about? It's only a baby. Feed the damn thing. Change its nappies. What's wrong with you? I often felt overwhelmed. But whenever I needed support, he was there without being asked. Oh, God. You don't deserve these men. You know that?
From the daylight, running.
As the months passed, we slowly rebuilt our connection. We learned how to communicate again, support each other again, and eventually trust each other again until you started fucking somebody else again. What grew between us felt stronger than what we've had before. Oh man. You simps need to stop this crap. You need to stop. Stop simping, for fuck's sake. Just stop. They will never learn, for God's sakes. And your daughter won't learn either.
From the daylight, oh, I love it.
One evening I watched him helping our daughter practice for a school presentation while gently holding the baby in his other arm. That's when I realized that love isn't always about finding someone new. What? Like what? Sometimes it's about finally appreciating the person who stayed when everybody else would have walked away.
I hate it at the same time.
Why do women film their crying breakdowns and put it on social media? Can anyone explain this?
Yeah, because they're fucking crazy. That's why. Because they don't ever take responsibility for anything. And the best way of not taking responsibility is yapping and yapping and yapping. Okay? Just keep repeating the crap that you want to believe.
Is it for clickbait and views because people feel sorry? Is that it? Why do women think this is a good idea?
So I've come to the realization tonight.
Okay, another calm vibes moment. I want my husband back. She ups and leaves her husband and now is regretting it.
I'm not made to date in 2023. I don't understand where the hell...
Let it out.
This is going to. I'm not made for situationships, whatever the that means. No, I'm made to be a wife and a mom.
Did you hear that? A cat in the background. It's like, you can't make this shit up. You know? Of course there's a cat in the background. Cat lady. Oh my God.
I want my man to come home to me. I want to have dinner cooked. I want laundry done. I want...
What? Are you going to cook the dinner and do the laundry, or what did you mean there?
Do all that. That's what I'm made for. That's what God made me for. I know people are going to be like, it's 2023. Women don't need to be doing that. I want that. I want that.
Should have stayed with your husband.
The hardest
Oh Lord, you should have stayed with your husband.
part of my divorce, and I don't know if this is the case for other people, but for me, the hardest part is feeling like I am perpetually in an alternate timeline.
This is another thing that women always say. I don't know if anybody feels like anybody else feels like that. What are you on about? You went through TikTok and you heard it from all women. And then you pretend as if you must be the only one feeling a certain feeling. You know that to be a liar is disgusting, okay?
You know how there's that theory that, like, there are just, like, endless timelines and like endless universes depending on, you know, what choices are made.
Yeah, stupid theory.
I just feel like the moment I stepped into the marriage counselor's office and my ex-husband started acting like a completely different human being.
Why wouldn't he? You've just betrayed the marriage. You just involved somebody else in the marriage. Okay? And that's betrayal. Very simple.
That I just, like, I accidentally, like, fell into an alternate timeline.
No, it wasn't an accident. And you didn't fall into another timeline. It was no accident whatsoever. No, you played the bitch. And you got all that shit from TikTok and you thought, oh, I do it too and feel nice and important. And then, make videos and load them up to TikTok and get validation. That's what you thought. But you will never admit that.
And it feels like that because I never pictured a future or a reality where I wasn't going to be with my ex-husband and the community and family that we had. And I just find myself, like, over and over experiencing these moments of, like, just, it's not supposed to be this way. Or, like, I feel like I'm in the wrong timeline.
Why did you listen to other women? Why did you do all this? Why did you do all this? It has nothing to do with timelines. It has nothing to do with the universe fucked you or anything like that. You fucked your husband. You fucked everybody else, the community and all the rest of that you were a part of. You did this because you wanted to feel important. But you won't admit that, will you? Will you?
I had a moment this morning where I was emptying the dishwasher and just putting dishes away, and I just broke down thinking, like, this isn't supposed to be my silverware.
What?
This is not supposed to be my plates. This isn't supposed to be my kitchen. All of this is wrong. How did I end up here?
You did this. And as long as you can't actually admit to that, nothing's going to change for you. You're playing the victim of your own decisions. Brilliant.
And I'm trying so hard to find the good parts of this new reality or dimension that I'm in. And I am finding them in pieces, but the loss and the pain and the confusion of what I thought my life was. And the weirdest part is, like, I don't even want to quantum leap back to my old life. It's just I can't figure out how to make the new timeline feel right, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. The guy that you were sleeping with, fucking with, he didn't stay, did he? Yeah.
Women want us to fall for the trap and engage in a rigged game of love is our battlefield. With them. Women gain power by portraying weakness because it motivates males to step up, get involved, and take care of them.
Okay, so I just got into my car after going on a date, right? And let me just tell you something. I don't know what the deal is with, like, men now, but
it's just always the craziest shit. I don't know what the deal is with the men. First of all, what are you doing with your lips? Like, what is this stuff? Why are you doing that? What is this? Are you crazy or something? Okay, she can't stop crying after instantly regretting divorcing her husband. Men are increasingly expected to pay for pre- and post-date costs like makeup and Uber rides. God, you must be kidding me.
I had told him prior that I will be having pre- and post-date expenses, and is that okay? And are you going to cover them? And I don't know if he wasn't listening or like...
Pre- and post-date expenses. And she pretends to be all of this, and look at this shit. And she said she was going to have them. Are you going to be okay with that? Well, I'm okay with you having expensive, fine. but I'm not paying for them, all right?
What the deal was or whatever, but when I handed him the white envelope, he looked shocked, and then he opened it and it's receipts. Hello, pre-post date expenses. Hello, like what kind of females do you be dating? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so I handed it to him and he literally looked shocked at me and said, I can't cover this. It was
Oh, fuck off, you bitches. It's just impossible.
$478
What?
for pre and post date expenses.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Lord Almighty. Guys, wake the fuck up.
You asked me on a date, and mind you, we really didn't even have that good a conversation because he was on his phone the whole time, and I have a very strict no phone policy on dates. Hello, you're here to pay attention to me. Look at all the effort that I had to put into going on this date, and now you have a problem with pre and post date expenses? Are you fucking kidding?
This honestly is a little bit of a crazy ask, especially asking the man to pay for your makeup costs. Of course you want to be presentable on the date, but it doesn't make sense for the man to pay for the makeup that's probably hundreds of dollars, especially if you're using more expensive makeup, and she is not even his girlfriend.
And she didn't use all of the makeup on that one date. What are you talking about? She left her husband because she was bored. Oh Lord. And look at the filter here. It's just crazy. Like, what is this? We're supposed to believe that you look like this?
Recently, I caught up with an old friend and she was telling me that she got divorced. So I asked her, like, what happened? I figured something bad happened. She's like, honestly, I was just bored. Like, my husband, all he did was work. I was a stay-at-home mom. We had 3 kids.
I think I know the story. It's quite a good story here.
And I just got lonely and bored. And now, she's single, she lives alone, she's working, and she's dating. So then I told her, oh, well, that must be exciting, like dating and stuff. And she's like, no, I fucking hate it. All they want to do is just have fun. They just want to go to the club. They just want to go to the bar. They just want to hang out, have a good time. And then that's it. No one wants to help me out. I'm trying to find someone that's going to help take care of my kid. I just want someone to be a provider. So I was all like, well, wasn't that what your husband was doing? Now her ex-husband is dating someone.
There was a time.
Oh my god, Kevin Samuels. You can't make this shit up.
When men used to die in conflict with less pain and suffering, at least in the past. Nowadays, a man is in a much worse predicament than a man who perishes in battle if he gets divorced and loses his home, kids, wife, sense of purpose, respect, and self-esteem.
Well, that's changing, by the way, because, this new Lindsay Clancy case has women going fucking crazy on TikTok, supporting her and hating their babies. Lindsay Clancy, I covered that case last week. I didn't cover it completely because it was part of 3 cases that I was talking about. And her case is in front of the judge right now. And there's women supporting her for killing her 3 kids. This is absolutely crazy. You'll have to check that out yourself. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll cover that next week or the week after about the shit that's going on of women hating their children now, their little babies, right? And it could actually come to this that men will get their children if a woman divorces them, because you can't trust women anymore to just leave their kids alive. Okay, what does it say here? She left her 20-year marriage to find better, only to realize she came back as the side chick. Oh shit.
Came to the realization that, like, if you're 40 years old, you're never gonna find love. Like, oh my god. Sorry, I woke up like really, really emotional because I was married for, oh my god, I need to stop. I was married for over 20 years, and like, I was so used to being a wife. Like, I loved being married, like, I love being a wife. I love having like that one person I love coming home to and like venting all my to. And now it's like, yeah, you date people and like sparks fly, and then it's just like, oh, I found better,
This is another classic case of a woman who had a loyal husband, a stable home, and 20 years of shared history, and still said, I'm bored, so she left. Why? Because the spark was gone. Ma'am, it's a marriage, not a fireworks display.
That was good. That was very good.
She met some new guy who gave her butterflies, which, let's be honest.
I was talking to my ex again, and there was a TikTok. I had a fan on here, a TikTok follower that messaged me, and she said, hey, I started talking to this guy, and I noticed on his Instagram, like those highlight reels, you were in one of his highlight reels, like you guys made a TikTok together. And I was like, oh yeah, that's my boyfriend, because we were like trying to work things out. It was long distance, whatever. And she's like, oh, well, we're talking. He said he was single. And I'm like, I'm not even crying about that. I think I'm just more sad about the fact that, like, it's impossible. It's impossible to find someone
that's stable and loyal, like the husband you left. Oh my God, you dumbass women.
You will 100% trust. And part of it has to do with me too, because
boing.
I be talking about women don't understand when they divorce and they 35 and up, anywhere outside their prime, from 18 to 29, 30. When they get to 30 something and up, it's a wrap. When people know you're a divorce, when guys know you're a divorcee, or you a baby mama at that time, you the easiest one to have sex with, and they just know there's no loyalty there, there's nothing there. So you was just a hit quick, you an easy hit and run. So nobody gonna be stupid enough that, especially that you one, is gonna be able to remarry you or take you serious again.
Okay, y'all, 5 years post-divorce, and I wanted to share my regrets. This is...
I believe you regret it. I believe you.
After infidelity, and it's the process, maybe everything that I was going through. These are some of the things that I regret.
Infidelity. So the guy, went to bed with another woman. First of all, the first thing I always want to know, were you sleeping with your guy? Were you sleeping with your husband? Or were you using sex as some sort of, power play? Were you sleeping with your husband, or were you not sleeping with your husband? If you weren't, then what the hell are you talking about?
I regret begging. Begging to be chosen. Begging to be loved. Begging for the opportunity to figure out what happened, to fix us. I regret begging.
Oh, so she doesn't actually regret it. You're a dumbass. Why would you play these games? Right, it's 5 years, you said, after the divorce. Why aren't you just, on your way? On your way, and find another guy, find somebody else, or whatever. Why are you still talking about this? What the hell is wrong with you? You lost the damn game, didn't you? You left him because of infidelity, and he just moved on. But you can't move on, because you wanted to punish him.
I regret being naive. Not necessarily trusting, but naive. Naive that we were happy. Naive that it could never happen to us. Never. That I was married to the person that had the most integrity out of anyone I ever...
Yeah, of course. And I can see the lie in your eyes. You're one lying son of a bitch. You really are. You didn't sleep with him.
Knew. I regret being naive. I regret being harsh on myself.
Oh, God.
I took quite a bit of a self-esteem blow. I thought that maybe I had gotten older, or that I had done something wrong. And I regret not giving myself grace, and that it wasn't about me at all. I regret being embarrassed. Oh gosh, I regret that so much. I had nothing to be embarrassed about. He embarrassed himself. I regret...
That doesn't seem like it. You're embarrassing yourself now, 5 years later. He's moved on and he's doing his own thing. Alright? And you're here, playing stupid mind games, playing stupid semantic games? What the hell is wrong with you? For God's sakes, move on.
Being embarrassed. If you are going through a divorce right now, it seems overwhelming and sad and...
That's all bullshit. If you're going through a divorce right now as a woman, you probably have a lover that you're going through. You should think about it 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 times before you do it. Because if he is your lover while you're married, that's the situation that he wants. You see, he doesn't have to be serious about anything because you are in a serious relationship. As soon as you divorce your husband, now you want seriousness from him. Now you want loyalty from this new lover. And he doesn't want that. Otherwise he wouldn't have dated you. He wouldn't have gone to bed with you, you see? You moron.
Gosh, if only your future self could tell you how good it's going to be after. You were shining before, shining during, and you will shine after.
You don't look
Sending
shiny.
lots of love and hugs and positive vibes. And it's going to get better. It's going to get better.
Listen, women, if you don't feel it, I thought you're also, your intuition is at a higher rate, higher than men. Your intuition should tell you here, this woman is a lying witch. She's a witch, okay? And she wants she wants revenge of some sort. That's what you can see in her eyes, okay? She's lying.
All right. Love you guys.
Yeah.
If you expect someone to make you happy, you will never be happy. Narcissists are never happy because they blame others for their bad choices instead of taking responsibility for their own decisions.
I did it. Here I am.
Oh, that one, yeah. She instantly regrets divorcing her husband of 30 years. This is quite a good one. In fact, she is in bed at this stage, and she was just in bed with somebody. Grass is usually not greener on the other side. It's usually an optical illusion. Yes, that's written down there. This is quite something.
On my new bed. My princess bed. It's amazing. I feel like a different person already. I feel like I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. She's just been to bed with somebody. Just fucked somebody. And now she feels, I'm a different person.
And I'm not responsible for anybody anymore but me. I don't know. Things aren't going that great. I just keep thinking about what it used to be like when things were good.
Why? What's up? What happened? You see, the guy left her pretty much straight away after this.
And maybe all of this was my fault. Maybe I'm a selfish, narcissistic. Maybe it's me. I don't know, but I'm kind of struggling.
I can help you along. I'm pretty sure you are. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's true. Let's just give this guy an upvote here. There we go.
All that fake, all that happy. Oh, I'm doing so great. I think I was in shock.
Bullshit.
And now it's coming into reality, and I don't know.
Yeah. You see, the thing is that the husband found a woman, and that woman was younger, and they were having a great time, and the children were having a great time, and she noticed she was just being used. That's what happened.
I know this is just a separation, and there are a lot of worse things in the world than this. I don't know what my life's going to be like. I can't seem to remember anything bad. I just remember all the good things.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Question, how many of you guys have had a divorce or just a breakup where down the line that woman regrets the decision and she actively demonstrates and shows to you that she's trying to get you to come back to her? This topic today is inspired by one woman's story of divorce. Honestly, if one more couple gets divorced because of the reasons why she got divorced, that is too many. Okay, I'll be honest guys, this might sound bad, but this is like a feel-good video for you guys that have just been through it with either a divorce or a breakup where you feel like you have been completely wronged. This is a true example of, even if you've gone through that and you've taken the high road, you haven't really forced any kind of consequence on your other partner. You've just stepped back and you let life happen. Well, guess what? Karma can come back. Eventually, karma does, right? And this is a story where a woman ends up getting a divorce and she later regrets it because karma.
This girl is quite cool. She does cool videos every now and again. I see her on different takes of, you know, the guys that choose videos. She's often there, and she does good commentary.
Really compounds when men prior to divorce are doing all the right things, right? Like, he's a good man. He is a provider. He literally doesn't do anything to cause his woman to want to have divorce. That is the story. So if you guys are ready for it, let's start to listen to it. I'm probably going to cut in with my opinion. We'll see how long I last. Oh, and before I hit play, please guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button to catch my videos every Friday. Okay, let's watch the video.
So recently I caught up with an old friend and she was telling me that she got divorced. And I was so surprised because her and her husband were such a cute couple and they
that's the same one we just saw, I think.
had been together for 11 years. So I asked her, like, what happened? I figured something bad happened. She's like, honestly, I was just bored. Like, my husband, all he did was work. I was a stay-at-home mom. We had 3 kids, and I just got lonely and bored. And she says that when she would bring it up, like, he would take her out, but it was just boring to her. Like, she needed some excitement in her life. She just felt like she was just a mom and a wife, and her husband just wasn't doing that for her. And she had other friends that had, you know, boyfriends, or like they had just got married.
So we just get the whole story of the short version that we had there before.
And they were always going out, always going on vacation, always partying, like going to the club, going to the bar, hanging out with friends. And they did none of that. And when she would bring it up to her husband would always tell her, like, I gotta work. Like, you know, they had a big house, they had nice things. Like, he was just trying to work. So they ended up getting divorced. And now, you know, she's single, she lives alone, she's working, and she's dating. So then I told her, oh, well, that must be exciting, like dating and stuff. And she's like, no, I hate it. And I was like, why? And she's like, because all they want to do is just have fun. They just want to go to the club. They just want to go to the bar. They just want to hang out, have a good time. And then that's it. She said, no one wants to help me out. Like, I'm trying to find someone that's going to help take care of my kids. She's like,
oh God, single mothers, right? That's really, that's the real thing. That she didn't think about that before she divorced her husband. If you then have a kid, and as a single mother on the dating market, you're just fucked. You're ruined. Be it right, be it wrong, be it good, be it bad, it doesn't make any difference. Men will generally stay away from single mothers. Generally speaking, that's just the case. And it makes total sense. Now, every now and again, it's different, but then you have the outlier, which is, you know, that's just an exception to the rule.
I just want someone to be a provider, not just a good time.
She's already getting into the problems that her friend is facing in the dating world. And this is something that a lot of women don't realize, especially when they get married at a fairly young age. I mean, anytime in your 20s. What women don't understand is that is a woman's prime. Okay, if you start dating into your 30s or 40s or 50s, you are not going to be valued in the same way. And I know that triggers a lot of women, but it is the truth. A lot of men are not looking to date you if you're in that higher age bracket. And of course, it varies a little bit based on his age, but in general, like the 20s, like you're going to have a huge dating pool. You're all kind of looking to date somebody.
Women make bad financial and life decisions based on emotions. They're the perfect target audience for advertisers.
Yeah.
Facts. Many women live above their means and expect men to share the financial burden.
When I was in my early...
And that's one thing. And the other thing is as well, you would find men that will date women that are older, of course you will. But will they wife them up? Will they make them to their wives? Or will they, you know, move in together or have a serious relationship with them? That gets a lot more less. I mean, that just gets really seldom from then on. And of course it is. If a man wants children, he's going to look at a younger woman. And that just makes total sense.
Women live above their means and expect men to share the financial burden.
When I was in my early 30s, I divorced my husband. We didn't have any major issues. Our relationship was just challenged after having kids. I expected him to do more of the housework and childcare when he worked full-time. He did help me when I asked.
I mean, this is just crazy. He's working full-time, and you expect him to do more of the housework. I hate that fucking shit. I fucking hate it. I don't get it. What the hell?
But I started to ask more of him, and I burnt him out. I used to have him wrapped around my finger, and I used that as an advantage to get what I want. He eventually got tired of it. I started threatening to divorce him, and he
My boyfriend of 2.5 years.
And he said, okay, bye-bye.
Has a 2-year-old. Sorry. And no, he didn't cheat on me. He knocked up some woman like a month before we started dating.
Oh, I see. So he got a woman pregnant a month before they even met, and then, yeah, she divorced him for that. And I think I remember the story that he found out way later. He didn't know that, and then go into the marriage with her. At some stage way later, that woman just kind of appeared and let him know that this happened.
And he just found out, and I just found out. And from the information that I have, she was planning on like doing IVF. She didn't think she'd have kids. She was going to do a sperm donor, that whole situation. And she's like freezing her eggs. And so I guess he thought she couldn't have kids. I don't know. They thought she couldn't have kids, so they didn't obviously use protection. I'm trying to not speculate and wonder if she like used him as her sperm donor. She's literally 10 years older than he is, and
they just had sex, and it's none of your business because you weren't even dating. So what the hell? That's none of your business.
Supposedly very successful and very powerful, and he's very smart, very handsome. So I guess she thought he would just sign his rights over. So she called him up and wanted him to do that, and he was like, no, he wants to be involved. So I'm like processing my world literally being turned upside down.
What the hell is wrong with you? You know, sometimes it seems to us men, or to me anyway, as if you bitches are just waiting for the thing that you can jump on and be crying about and be emotional about. You're just waiting for it so that you can make these kind of videos or just make the damn drama. You love fucking drama, and you're waiting for the opportunity for this drama all the damn time. What the hell is wrong with you? It's his problem, not your damn problem. What the fuck?
Again. I'm like trying to be supportive, but also I'm just like, this is wild.
You're trying to be supportive, so you're not.
Absolutely wild. Oh, I think my biggest issue is that like I am gonna be a top shelf stepmom, and right now I would say he's like the dollar menu stepdad to my kids. He has like no relationship with them, and I haven't really pushed it.
I see. So she has kids. I can't believe this shit.
And yeah, so I don't know, becoming a dad is gonna make things better. I have no idea. I'm so devastated.
What? She has kids of her own that he's going to be the stepdad to, and I have no idea what the hell is wrong with her. God damn it, motherfucker. Run away from this woman.
I have no problem being with someone who has kids. I just wasn't expecting this.
Men today can be divided into two categories. The first group is the weak men who indulge the whims of women. The second category consists of blue pills who want to please women to have close relationships with them and discover genuine love. Thanks for watching Unplugged Kings. We provide commentary and our opinions on themes related to men and women, relationships, dating, and marriage.
Yep. Nice channel, Unplugged King. Well done, man. It was a nice compilation there. We had a lot of fun with that one. I was actually going to do a different video today, but we're going to do that on MonstaCast tomorrow in German, because you see some of these videos have a German audio track, and I just found out the video I was going to do today has a German audio track, so we're going to use that tomorrow. Anyway, so there we go. Women regretting divorce after they divorced their husbands. And the usual thing, well, they found somebody they believe that is better. Because it's easier, see, if you're not married to a woman, it's easier like to once a week, make her feel like a queen. That's easy. But if you have that woman beside you every single day, you sleep in the same bed, you use the same bathroom, right? You have breakfast together, or dinner together, and all of that. You have the children to take care of, and so on. How the hell are you supposed to make her feel like a queen? How is that supposed to happen? And it's just it's the way it is, right? No man can do anything about that. And then the woman will obviously make it a thing, and blame you for it, for something that you can't change. She's going to have the same damn situation with another man that she gets married to. That's why you have women that, divorce. Oh, I've divorced my husband twice. I've divorced 3 men already. How did that happen? Because every single time it was the same thing, right? She was treated like a queen at the beginning, and then things started to get normal, because things have to be normalized so that you can work around stuff, right? I mean, you have to make plans. So rather than plan the week every week again anew, what you do is you get into routines. And routines are quite boring. Yes, of course they are. You can still be nice to one another, be good to one another, and such things. And as you heard, some of these men were good to them. But they can't make her feel like a queen. They can't make her feel like everything is completely new and exciting and stuff. Of course you can't. You need to rely on somebody. And in order to rely on them, you have to be able to know them. And as soon as you know them, obviously nothing is new, right? It's infuriating sometimes to see that, the way women and judge men for doing the thing that they need to do in a marriage in order to bring security to the whole thing. There has to be routine in order to be secure. Otherwise, things just become really, really stressy, right? Anyway, we're going to leave it at that for this week. I think we got a good look into this whole thing, and it was a lot of fun. And it's lovely watching these women run right into the wall, smack bang, for their stupidity. It's not that I don't have any, I wouldn't say pity, but it's not that I would wish more for them, a little bit more brain, or a little bit more sense, common human sense. But I don't think that there's my wishing would help them in the least. Because as soon as you talk to women about these things, they go off the wall, as you could see in, for instance, whatever podcast and so on. Because Brian is he's a gentleman in a sense, the way he talks about the things, and the way he confronts these women from all walks of life, and he confronts them with certain truths, you don't get around, and there's no way, I'm not accepting it. I think once or twice, there was a woman there, and she said, you know what, I think that you're right. I think you're right. I think I'll change that in the future. Once or twice. Since the show is running, that I've seen, of course. I haven't seen all shows. Anyway, so then we're going to leave it for that for the next week. And all that's left to do now is to say God bless you all. Till next time, bye-bye.